everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sunday Night Live. What a week we had this past week, and it's still going on for both of us.
Too much fun.
Too much fun and a little hectic in the personal lives too. So, but glad to be back. We're gonna let you know what went on for this past week while we were together and talk about different things that have to do with reselling and or whatever our lives were like then. So
sorry about that. That was my fault.
If you have any questions, we already have our first question in the comments. So before we get into really the details, we'll answer Steven's question.
Well, I guess we should probably forego all that and tell him what we did first, because not everybody may know, and then we can answer his question. So basically, I had my job sent me to Denver, which is a little bit north of where Chris lives. So I decided that I would take some time after work and drive down and hang out with Chris and go out to dinner with him and do some shopping and stuff. So that's where Steven Scroggins' question, how different was it to meet each other in person than it was talking online, and was each person same online as they were in person? It was it seemed the same to me. I kind of knew what to expect, and it was what I expected, except that he's a little taller than I thought. Other than that, because you only see us sitting, so I didn't know his height or anything. But other than that, I mean, personality, there's no difference between what he is on the video in front of the camera and who he is in real life. Great family, him and his wife. I came down and they were really nice, and we went out to dinner and did some things, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'd say you're the same as when we were in person. In fact, you were even more outgoing in a way because of how we talked anyway. Cause I know you said sometimes you were shy, like when you first meet somebody or something like that. You told me that. Or when I first met you, before you even opened the door, you were already at my door. I was like, I'm coming out.
Well, it's because we had already really met, like we said, we'd been talking for near a year. So it's basically it was just a person, we already knew who each other were. So that was it was pretty I've met other resellers before, and it does bring something more to the relationship when you actually meet somebody in person. A little bit more about them. When I went to the green room hangout a couple years back, I don't even know how long ago now, year and a half ago, I met those, a lot of resellers there, and it really is nice to be able to meet a person in face that you talk to online or in front of the camera. But no, it's the same person. He was the same guy I expected. So,
well, Mr. Sadie wanted to know if I was a bully like I am on YouTube.
I wouldn't let him be a bully. Come on, are you kidding me? No, he and on YouTube and in the admin and stuff, he's an admin guy. He has to do what he has to do. So, but don't get out of line because he'll get you. Yep. See, Margaret, I had met Margaret in person, as well as I don't know of anybody else in the chat right now that I met in person other than Margaret. I met Tanya as well. Yeah, it was good times.
See what Mr. Andy says.
What did he say? Did I miss it?
Yeah, probably mean it's our old softy.
Oh, that you're an old softy, yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, but no, we had a great time. At least I did. Yeah, and it was worth it. The only thing that kind of sucked was that I could only really spend 2 nights there, or two evenings with them, because I was working and I had to go back to Denver, which is an hour and a half drive from Denver to Pueblo. So I'd get off. Luckily, I got off early a couple of days and jetted down. But that only gave us a couple hours before things closed. So
yeah, one story in particular we're going to talk about later.
Yeah, that was kind of that was the only bad thing, and me having and then driving back. So
And then not to go away about what happened with your wife. The second time you were coming down, it's like things changed where we were getting ready to go to
yeah,
another store, and then all of a sudden you get a phone call. Whoop, let's go.
right. It kind of I made me not really care about thrifting so much. So
Yeah, so we came back, got the wife, so we can go out to eat because we
yep, yep,
wore her out the first time.
yep, yeah. Well, she needs to get out more. Yeah, I know we were pretty busy there that first night. So, but so yeah, I guess I should say what happened, huh, to my wife. So, my wife was sick before I left. She had a fever. The week before I left, she had a pretty decent fever, which was unlike her. She doesn't normally get sick like that. And then I left, and what day was that? Was it Thursday
Yeah, Thursday.
or Wednesday?
You got the call Thursday. No, you got the call Wednesday. 'Cause we didn't have the show Wednesday.
Yeah, okay. I got the call Wednesday. I had just driven down to his house, and my wife or my son called me and said, and my 16-year-old, his first thing out of his mouth is, "She's okay, but." So you're thinking, "Oh my, what happened?" But she went to the doctor the day before and had some blood drawn, and the doctor called her at night or in the afternoon and said that he wasn't too happy with her liver and her pancreas results, so she needed to go to the emergency room. So me being 500 miles away or however far we are from there, I kind of felt a little helpless. Luckily, I have two sons and a daughter, both of age. Two of them are of age, and one of them can almost drive. So the older brother came and helped her get to the hospital. And basically, they said at first they thought she had pancreatitis, but luckily it wasn't that. It was just a pretty wicked gastrointestinal virus that made her liver and her pancreas swell. So she was feeling near death, but luckily not near death. So that kind of put a kibosh on the thrifting for that. I was like, okay, I can't really get into thrifting right now. Sorry,
Yeah, we were
So,
just
but
leaving the second store that had just closed too when you got that call.
right. So we decided not to do that and just find out a little bit more about it. And then we went to dinner because I was getting updates from my son, when they got to the hospital and such. And luckily that's when they found out that it was just a virus and that it wasn't nearly as bad as it sounds over the phone. So, but she's feeling better. She won't be 100% for a while, but she's, I don't know, probably about 65, 70% now. She doesn't have a lot of energy, so she's just kind of taking it easy and going from there. So that was it was a good week, but then there was these other things that were bad, and it's like, dang. Like what's going on with you, Chris?
Well, besides how you saw how much I spent. We'll talk about that too. But tonight, well, overnight, we forgot to turn on our hot water to keep the pipes from freezing, and since it went to -9 last night, our pipes froze. And we won't be getting into the 50s till Tuesday, so I don't think we're gonna have water tomorrow either. So that was a little hectic. At 3:30 this morning, I'm like, I'm going to bed. And the wife said that we should have put the water on, turned the hot water on so it would not freeze, and we both forgot. So now we got to deal with that.
Yeah, that's good. Not good. Hopefully, it's not too long before you can get that and figured out. So, anyway, on a happier note, like I said, we had a great time. We went thrifting at a couple of shops. Let's see, Goodwill the first day, right?
We went to Goodwill first. Well, actually, no, we went first.
Hope.
We went to I call it New Hope. It's the New Horizons thrift store.
Horizon, yeah.
I don't know why I keep calling it New Hope.
I don't know why you do either. But we found what? See what it is. You guys found some things there, right? Is that where you
I
found
found a
your
lot
camera
of
bag?
where
And
we went. No, yes.
yeah, I found
I was
I
gonna say,
found my stuff later.
yeah, I think you found one thing at the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But I brought up so everybody that wonders. I do listen when I'm watching other shows. I'm not just
Oh,
there to admin people, like some people
yeah,
think.
no, he did. It's interesting when you go and you thrift with somebody else because they have a different knowledge base than you. And that's what makes it kind of fun is if we all thrifted the same way, then it wouldn't be as much fun. But he thrifts one way, I thrift another. He's listened to, other people. He knows a lot about some of the, um, um, you know, the name brands that he's seen and stuff. And he was pulling those out and I was pulling some out. And, but I think the biggest thing is the prices at the first place were pretty high. Go
Seven
ahead and
ninety nine.
tell them about your spider jacket there.
Well, I think first I'm talking about your jeans because you're getting into trying to get into jeans and stuff like that, and
Right.
they went from anywhere from 490 or 599 up to 799 just for jeans.
Right. And those were the low end, those were like, uh, Levi's and Wranglers and stuff like that. None of the higher end, the Miss Me's or any of those. Those were all up front at like $21.99 and stuff like that. So it was really, just the lower end, work jeans, basically. I mean, they probably would still sell, but um,
Yeah, but then like
it
you said, I found that spider jacket. I'm like, wait a minute, because I've never seen one there as or anywhere around here. Even though up north I'd expect it because back at Breckenridge and everything else is a ski area, so I wouldn't expect it necessarily down here because except for 1 week of snow type of thing when it snows. Like this week, we don't usually get a skiing area, so it's when I saw it, I'm like, is this a real one? And you looked at me like, what? And I showed you, and you're like, oh yeah. And then we looked at the price, and we're like, okay, let's put it back.
right, because what did they want for it? We were looking it up, and
$21.99.
they were running between $30 and $35 shipped, sold. So not a great deal, but pretty decent. But then we looked at the price, and it was what, $21.99.
Yeah, something like
I'm
that.
like, oh, geez, that took all the meat off the bone there. I'm not gonna throw out that much money for a couple of dollars. So that was all we would have got. So what we got going in the chat? Who do we have? Oh, the first three, I'm supposed to remember who they were again. It was Angie and Barb going
And
on
Mike.
Grumpy and the Crazy Card Mike. So
Well, now
and then Henry.
yep. So our number
Henry,
one
you're
fan was
sliding down.
like I say, our number one fan was number 4 today.
Yeah, he keeps falling down the list. He's not as on the Johnny on the spot that he was. So, but let me do some calling out because it looks like we got quite a few people that we always have they're good. Steven Scroggins, of course, he was the one that asked the question about whether Chris is really Chris. Sherry at Honeybee Treasure. I don't think I've seen your name before, but welcome.
Yeah, she's a regular.
Is
She's
she?
becoming a regular.
Sometimes I don't see it. And then Angie did make it in after snagging the number 1 spot. She came in a little later. So, Turtle Trader. Man, look at that. DWPMSPGOG. He's got the whole acronym thing going there. Glenn, Swamp Picker.
Mr. C.
Barb going on Grumpy. Coco's here.
Hero Andy showed
Andy's
up.
here.
So,
yep. Mr. Sadie. Am I missing anybody? Oh, yep. They're Margaret. Gail Richardson.
so while we're on the subject of that thrift store, what did you think of how they had things set up? Because I noticed we went to. I was like, I even told you they changed it around because when I first started going there, as soon as you went in the door,
Mhm.
where their registers were was where the shirts used to be for the men.
Right.
Now
And
their
then
registers there, and they got the some other clearance section.
right, right. It was kind of the similar to all. I think all thrift stores are kind of the same. Maybe not exactly, but they group them the same. Men's, women's clothing, housewares, electronics, or whatever. Um, I thought that the first store looked smaller. It was kind of, I don't know, how do you say it, more. Uh, I don't know, physically. I think it was physically smaller than the second one. The second one seemed to be like pretty decent
And
sized.
the second one was a regular Goodwill.
Right,
But
right, exactly.
to me, it was like they were. You would think that the other one was big. Maybe the other one was bigger, but just the way they had things spread out, you didn't know it. Because they had
Right,
the
and that's what I
furniture
mean
in
is
one section, then they had the clothes, and then they split everything up. And it's like I said, they changed it since the last time I was there. That's how often I don't get to go because,
right,
like I
right. And
told
I
you,
didn't know other than what you said on how it was set up before.
and
So,
and like I
um,
said, I told you that night when we walked in, I said if I take the bus to go, if I don't want to walk it, and I haven't walked it. That's the one place I will not walk to. Even though you saw how we get there by car, but my bus
right.
takes an hour. So you got to take a half hour down to the bus station, and then you get on the next
Uh-huh.
bus, the next half hour to get to there. So it'd be
Right,
four
right,
bucks both ways, which costs $1.20 for a regular or $1.25 for a normal person. Since we all know about my disability, but so even
right.
then, count that into whatever you're paying for to get for your funds and stuff like that. It eats into your profit margins and or your how much you're able to spend.
Sure, sure. No, absolutely. That's completely true. Where I guess most people would put gas and car repairs as a write off. You would have to do bus fare and whatever train fare if you have train or whatever. So
Yeah,
um,
and
but
then
yeah, and then we went.
oh,
Go
I
ahead.
was thinking the same thing. Go ahead.
We went out to dinner at a place called was it? Is it
Old
Old Chicago?
Chicago Pizzeria
Just
and Tap Room.
a tap room, and well, that sounds pretty good, but it's really good to eat there too. Um, let's see. Roxy, Chris's wife, had a hamburger that she loves there, a like a bourbon bacon burger or something like that, a bourbon burger. So, and then me and Chris split some pizzas that were kind of interesting, but they were good.
Yeah, we had
But
Thai something or
yeah, try something, and then just I don't spicy pepperoni or something,
no, they call
right?
it the double decker. They put
Oh, okay,
twice
that's
the
what it
amount of
was.
pepperoni on the pizza.
Ah, I gotcha. Okay, so, but yeah, it was good. And then the second time I came down, we went to what now? What does ARC stand for?
What?
I mean, is ARC an acronym for something?
Yeah, I can't. The aid to retarded something. I can't remember. Vaughn might be able to tell. She just came in, so she might be able to tell us what it is.
What ARC stands for?
The wife says that it's aid for retarded citizens or something like that.
Oh, okay. Um. Anyway, we went there, and that was a big place. That one seemed
See
quite a
us
bit bigger than all the others. That was like an old shopping center or
at my
something that it
house.
turned in.
Oh,
Huh?
great. I cut in and out again. You were saying something, and I was reading a question.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying that the Ark was quite a bit bigger. It was like in an old shopping center type place, so it was pretty big. But prices were similar, maybe a little bit higher than what I have here. But it just seems like all prices in all thrift stores are creeping up a little bit. But it's part of the game. Everybody has to deal with it. So, go ahead with your What were you? You had a question that you were
Well,
going to read?
Steven Scroggs asked if you pitch at my house.
No, no. I never even actually went in the house. They met me at the gate, and we were gone as soon as I got there. So we didn't go picking. I didn't go picking through his house. So
We got a request, Duane, and I think we're gonna have to have you do it.
what's that?
Jim Jones
YouTube
says,
star.
YouTube stars, please do a spreadsheet beginner sales report video.
Oh, okay. Let me write that down as a possible future show idea.
Yes, the New Year's coming up. We're going to be bringing our show back to Sundays. So
yeah, well, and you know what? We may talk to Jason, because Jason actually, I have my own spreadsheet, but I'm truly a beginner. So maybe we'll talk to Jason, the prof sales. I know he plays with Excel and stuff for spreadsheets quite a bit more. So maybe we'll talk to him about it. So, but yeah, that sounds sounds like a good idea.
Well, maybe there you go, Jim. Angie, Margaret just says she's gonna be. She was just about to record one like that. So I just told folks earlier that I'd be putting mine out tomorrow. So
well, good. Then see, we don't even need to. We'll just watch Margaret's. Then we can make fun of hers. I'm just kidding, Margaret. Yours is probably way better than mine.
Well, we can still do one with Jason too. That way, who wants to
yeah, for sure. Well, and everybody will probably do it differently, you know, based on what info. Sorry, I was just reading her comments. Caught me off guard, Margaret. Way to go.
So everybody, and then we went into one other store. The last store we went into before you got the phone call, we went in there. It was right next to the Ark, and we had a whole 15 minutes to even try. And I say, try to pick it.
Yeah, and this was one of those little hole in the wall stores where there's really no rhyme or reason. Typically, it's kind of stacked. You know, there'll be like a closed section, but you know, everything will be stacked on top of each other, and you kind of have to actually dig if you want to get into them. Which I think those are fun, but we just had no time to do anything like that. You know, we had, like you said, 15 minutes, and it really wasn't worth even getting into looking, because by that time, you know, it would be time for us to go. So I would have, I told him next time we'll have to come back, and I'll come down a little earlier or something, and then
or just take a regular
we'll go hit that place at a decent time.
I was gonna say, or
what's
you
up, Chris?
Take a regular vacation and bring Heather down. That way you don't have to worry about leaving her in the hotel room.
Yeah, I think next time we're gonna bring Heather down, because the only reason I didn't bring her this time is because she would have been stuck in the hotel without a car, you know, during the day. So that can't be much fun.
But if you get a regular vacation day, like a weekend or whatever, for a week vacation, you can take one of the hotel rooms down here, and then you don't have to worry about driving an hour and a half.
That's true. That's true.
And when we go out, if the girls don't want to come with us, they can stay at the hotel room or something. Yeah, see, the wife's already saying she's about to be at the hotel room.
Yeah. So
she's like, she needs a vacation.
All right, let me go. What are we going back here? Are we going to? Let me look at the chat. I see things that I wasn't seeing. So she's spreading the sheets. So yeah, I got that part.
Yeah.
Me blush? You're talking about me blushing?
Oh, yeah, probably when you read her comment. You know, I would blush. You did.
I wasn't. I doubt it was me. Maybe, I don't know. It takes quite a bit to make me blush.
There was another one.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to embarrass me. So,
Jody Kramer said the Easy Auction Tracker is the best for the spreadsheets thing, and I think it's like $9 or something, or it costs something to use it. So if you don't want to spend money, you have to learn the Excel, which I still haven't done, and that's part of what I want to do for next year.
Yeah, yeah. We'll I'll get with you and we'll get something put together for you, something pretty simple. So, and Henry brought up a very good thing. He said, "Hey, how is your Etsy shop going?" Well, as Angie knows, I sold the only thing that was in my Etsy shop for I think it was $29.99, and it was a wicker purse. And so now I really probably should put more than one thing in, since it's hard to sell things if they're not in there. But so I did make my first Etsy sale. So yay.
Okay, and they're saying the ARC, it stands for Association for Retarded Citizens.
Ah, very good. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Mr. Sadie has a question. Should I read that?
Well, actually, I was going to let them know about what we did Thursday. The next time you came down, we didn't do a show on. That was Monday night that you came down, and we did this other, and we talked about those other two stores. But Wednesday you came out, the wife wanted to make made you some hot chocolate that she had you test.
Oh yes. By the way, she makes the best hot chocolate. So if you ever need to get anything, get some hot chocolate from Roxy. If you're ever in Pueblo.
And it's a family secret, so no one asked for the recipe. But
Dang it. I'll get.
We are going to be sending.
We'll figure.
Oh,
yeah.
Like I say, we're going to be sending you the rest of that. But she wanted you to test it, and then the thermos that she wanted you to use and want to hold it too well. How did it go driving back?
Right. Yeah, that thermos that didn't work so good, but it was really good hot chocolate. So I'm looking forward to it. Home? What's that? Oh, it didn't make it. It didn't make it all the way back. I drank it before I got all the way back. So.
Well, at least it didn't sit in the car for too long.
Right. Oh, go ahead and talk. I'll be right back.
Let's see. They're talking about the Dallas Cowboys doing better. Jim says he's trying to excel, have outdated Excel, but don't know basic business practice. That basic business, you might have to try going to a class or something for, because not even I really know. I know very little, and I went through business school in high school until my parents passed away. So I don't know what part you heard.
I was gonna show Roxy and Chris also got me a shirt, but my wife is washing it
today.
I didn't say I was gonna wear it today, but my wife is washing it right now. Otherwise, I'd have showed it off. But for some of you don't know, I play poker a little bit, not as much as Chris, but they got me it's a bright red shirt that has a bunch of cards across it. So it was a lot of fun. But it's in the washer, so I'll have to show it some other time.
Well, you can save it for Wednesday night.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe I can get it for Wednesday night. That's right. Let's see. What were you talking about while I was gone?
I was talking about reading Jim Jones' comments. He said he's trying Excel. He has the outdated Excel, but doesn't know basic business. And I suggested going to a business class or something like that, somewhere that might be free or cheap enough. Because when I was in high school, I was going through business school classes until my parents passed away. That I had my first accounting class. I had an 89 average, but then the following year when my parents passed, I was lucky to skate by with a 60 something in accounting too. So, and I had remembered everything. So when I started getting into this years later, I was like, okay, how do I do this again?
Right. Well, and I have a bachelor's in business administration, but so I just personally use Excel. I know a little bit about it. I'm decent enough to. I know I can get things to do things. Sometimes I have to figure out how to do it. But basically, Google Sheets is the same as Excel or very close to it. It's just through Excel. Through Google, not through Excel, but they're very similar. Like I said, that's the ones I use. So, and then we'll go with I think that's one Jason uses too. Is just a basic uh, Excel spreadsheet. Now, some people can use. I mean, it depends on what you want your spreadsheet to do as well. Not that we're going to get into it right now a whole bunch, but if you want it to, I have mine does in. I keep mine as an inventory as well, so I can keep inventory and sales and total sales from different channels and stuff like that. So,
And Excel should be free, depending on exactly how much you want it to
right.
do, I think. So the basic is a free.
Yes, as far as I know, Google Docs is free, which is a basic type of Excel. Excel comes as a package deal with Microsoft Office, which most places have. But there also is another. I can't remember what it's called now. It used to be Open Office, but it's a free open. Anybody can get that as well. I think it's still out there. I think their spreadsheet program was called CALC. So.
Oh, before we get to Mr. Sadie's question for us, Miss Sandwich Rift is in the chat, and she said
Yeah,
that
I
she met
see.
Margaret and Tanya, lovely ladies,
Yep.
and we will be having Miss Selma on Wednesday night.
Yep. Thelma is our slated guest for Wednesday night, so everybody make sure they tell all their friends to come watch Thelma and give give us some good information on women's clothing and vintage clothing. Correct? I thought that was right. So. Let's see what else. Okay, yeah, open office is still free.
The open office is still free.
Good, yeah, and that's real close to Excel. I've used both, and there's a few subtle differences, but the main language of it is the same. The basics are the same. It's just very a little bit different because they're written by different companies. So. But yeah, I'm excited for Thelma. I know a lot of people have been waiting for, like Yvonne and some of the girls in iLot have been excited for her to come on. So, and we finally made it work out. So, let's see. I went to the School of Hard Knocks and graduated from
So,
Guru
wait, I'm going to
U.
ask you this question. Well, I'm going to ask Mr. Sadie's question before we really get sidetracked again. I don't want to get.
Okay.
He says, "What is the one thing you guys want to improve on going forward in your business, life, etc.?"
And that's directed at me first.
Yeah, I'll let you go first.
Okay. Well, in the near future, I'm trying to buy a house, so I want to get that taken care of. And once that happens, then I want to run my business more efficiently and ramp it up a little bit more than where it is now. Which is most of it's my ambition. I need to work on staying focused and enjoying what I'm doing enough that I want to continue to do it. Not that I dislike it, but sometimes I get sidetracked pretty easily. I don't like, like most people. The shopping's the fun part, and the packaging and the shipping and stuff is okay, but listing seems to kind of a rundown. So I just need to list more. That's my main goal. That for my business, and then work on getting into a new house so that I have some space to do this. What about you, Chris?
Well, right now the main goal. I said this on Wesley's show when I was there. I've always lived day to day, more or less, because if I try setting a goal and something happens, then I get upset at myself for not getting something done. Granted, I'll ask my wife every week, like if we don't have pictures, I'll say, okay, what are we going to list today? That way, it's like my hint that I need pictures so I can try to list something. I already have 6 drafts from when we went out shop to that one thrift store. I got all those patterns. We got like 6. I got 6 patterns from that store, all for under $1.
Very good.
So each, I should say. So.
Mm-hmm.
And I already got those drafts waiting for her to take the pictures just so they can get up. And so that's what I wanted to try getting into a routine of at least getting something up every day. I would like to get something up somewhere a day. But life is not going to let that happen. So, but I'm going to do
Right,
the best
right,
I can. And of course, I'm still going to do the show and do all that. So there's no changes going on there. Even though I thought about changing some things or going back to doing. Because I have 10 times, like I told you, that certain things to get. I'm like, I get to a certain point, I'm like pressured to
right.
going, and it's like I need a break, and it's like, well, I don't want to give a break because then when you take too long of a break, unless you're popular like real other certain people,
Hmm.
you lose things. You lose your viewership. You lose subscribers for whatever. So
Sure.
I want to try keeping things going. I want that's another thing I want to do is try doing more different videos if I can learn how to do the off-air videoing to upload.
Sure.
I don't have to try doing a live show every time I want to talk about something.
Right, right. Yeah, we'll have to talk with somebody that knows that part of the business or the program a little bit better so that you can do that. So, but yeah, I mostly it's just grow my business. I'm not looking for numbers, especially. I think I just need to, continue to work hard, do what I can to help my business grow because it's not going anywhere if I don't do it. So,
And
um,
going on, Grumpy said she would not be able to make it Wednesday night to watch the one
yes,
girlfriend of hers passed away. So we're sorry that you won't be able to make it, but you will always be able to watch it and make comments, and we appreciate those type of viewers too. So
right, absolutely, and then we're sorry to hear that, Barb, and strength to you and your family and their family as well. So, um, not a good thing, but I guess it's part of life, unfortunately. What would you guys like to see? In for us to change it, if we were to change something about our show, what would you want it to be? Um, we've already talked about that we're going to change it around to where Sunday nights will be the guest night and Wednesday night will be a renamed show about our lives and opinions and
well,
reselling and
actually,
things
we're
that's
gonna get
happened.
rid of. I kind of got. I'm getting away from. Well, we're still gonna give opinions, but we're gonna call it reseller review.
Reseller review. Okay, so that's what
I know everybody
that
likes
that
the
works.
ching, but if you look those up on eBay and on Google, a lot of it is what has sold. And considering me and you don't necessarily sell as much as Chad or other
Right,
sellers do that do videos, we don't want to get the wrong impression with the titles.
right, right. So. So yeah, so we know that's going to be a change. But what about you guys? Do you guys have any ideas on something that you would like to see different? I'm asking the chat, not Chris.
Yeah. And I'm not seeing
So
any time. Oh, I see. There's.
we'll give a
Henry
few
just said it
minutes
would be
to
cool.
get
So
some
I don't know
comments
what you
in.
talk about. What would be cool? You gotta be more specific, Henry.
Yeah, what would be cool? um, let's
Well,
see.
okay. Another question for you, since you came down to Pueblo for what? That was your first time ever in Pueblo for
Uh huh.
a long enough time, like more than a minute.
Right.
You said that it was pretty windy. What do you think?
Yes. It was yes. It's not real windy like hurricane all the time, but it's a lot more windy than where I'm used to. Um, and so when it gets cold and windy, that really that really
Goes through you?
really kind of cuts you to the bone. I mean, it gets really cold. So and even it's
And
that
that was
wind
at,
chill factor.
I can tell you that was at what, 55, 60 degrees when it
Yeah, the
was.
one day, and then the other thing is you guys, this weather is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen it go from like 9 degrees one day to 55 the next, and then back down to 20 the next day. I mean, it bounces around quite a bit in Utah, but not like 30-degree swings or 40-degree
Yeah,
swings.
like tonight, like I said, last night was -9, and today was high was 22.
Right.
Tonight's supposed to be
See,
-4 again, but then tomorrow, Monday's supposed to be another 20 something degree weather, but then come Tuesday, it's gonna be 49.
yeah, see, that's crazy. I mean, it jumping from -9 to 50 in the same within 3 or 4 days. That's crazy. Let's see. What do we got? That would be cool. Oh, the next the new show that they're talking about is what Henry was talking about. That would be cool. Next time you guys together film your shopping. Yeah,
That's kind of
I
hard.
thought about that actually, but I haven't. I'm not technical on. I haven't done too much with that yet. So, but we'll figure it out.
And when we were
And
together,
Chicago,
my wife had our phone. So it's like
that's true.
we
Yeah.
she
So
separated eventually, and it's like so I followed Duane at the first one, thinking I went to see where he went first. I wanted to pick his brain and maybe see if or somewhat similar, and then I started to walk away, and he started to follow me.
right, right, absolutely. I mean, it's good to learn. Everybody's different. Database in their head about what they have that they're looking for. So, sorry, Chicago. I'm not going to shave my head. First of all, I was in the Marines, so I know what I have. I have a lumpy head, and I'm getting old now, so I don't know if it would grow back. And I don't, yeah, I don't want to be rocking a lumpy head. So,
Before I answered Jim's question, I wanted to answer Chicago's question. He asked how many we had in our stores, type of thing. You answered in the chat. But I have now 200 items again still in the store because I sold a couple of things this week too. One was a little cheaper than we expected. We maybe made like $2 or $3 on it by accident. But then we made
yeah.
up for it on the last sale because I put it on sale, but we made up money on the shipping. So it always evens out one way or another.
So I'm gonna throw the gauntlet down right here, right now, Chris. You're like 45 ahead of me. I'm at 155. I'm coming to get you. So you better start listing. Do what you can because I'm coming. I'm gonna be up there near 200 soon. So.
Friday, you can try the gauntlet, but I'm gonna ask you this question. I
Uh-huh.
asked you it earlier on Facebook because you were trying to get me to list today when you said you were going to sit down and list, and you said it was a mindset. So
Yeah,
where was your
it is a
mindset?
mindset. It is a mindset. I just chose to pass it on to you. My mindset I passed to you. So I obviously didn't list anything today. But that's okay. I'm coming for you, man.
That's why at least I said I had my 6 drafts done Friday or
Right,
Saturday. So it's
right,
like like I said, I'm waiting for when I have a photographer because I have a hard time taking pictures. When I have to
right.
wait for her and I still do drafts, that's what slows me down. But we can work with what works. So
Yep. Yep, I know. Maybe sometimes you'll have to switch it up and see if I know you can't take pictures, but if, I don't know, see if there's some other way that you can get things done to help her when she needs to get the pictures taken or something. I don't know.
yeah,
So
we do a lot of different things, but we always have like when you saw how she was when she didn't even want to tell you when she was in pain the first night that you were here.
I couldn't have told that. I thought she was having a good time.
Oh, she was having a good time, but she was having such a
Yeah.
good time. She didn't want to even say,
Yeah,
"Well,
I
you
understand.
go back
I
home,
understand.
guys. You can go on your own or whatever." That's when we were like, okay. By the time it started to get to her is when we went to eat, so we caught it kind of in the halfway mark.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, I'd hate to push her past her limits to the point that, it takes her too many days to recover. So, not so perfectly me. Congratulations on reaching 300. That's awesome. Um,
Let's see.
what? What is Henry saying? Walking
Something
picker.
about
Will
my
is
love.
love
I think
mad
my
at
wife be
he.
mad at me for working her too hard, running her too hard.
Ah,
She gets mad at herself when I keep telling. That's why I say things to hint that I want something done or I need something done so I can get what I want done. Because
right.
I put things on Facebook, but I wait for the pictures for those too. Even if they're not going on eBay, I gotta wait for the pictures, and then I figure, okay, now I gotta do research. Even though we've done research together, or she's done it right after I brought it in. Because you see, we got a couple of things behind me, but that we one of the things
Yeah.
I picked up was we didn't talk about was the low pro camera bag.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Those look pretty good. It looked like it was going to work out pretty good. Yeah, I know Chicago Crown 100. That's a good thing to have. A good, yeah, just like you said, good problem to have. But that just means you got to list faster. You know, if you only get 3 sales, that means you got to list 4 items. See, and then you'll be over that 200.
Well,
So
and
yeah, I'm coming to get you, Chris, and you, Roxy. Get off your butt. I'm coming to get you.
she's sitting there shaking her hand. There, so no, she's doing something else. I'm not gonna say what she's doing.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
But for everybody that wonders, the low pro that I used, that's one of the times when we were separated from the wife at the first thrift store we went to. We went to the and we're in the bag section, and we were pointing out the camel
Camelback.
back.
Yeah, the Camelback hydration packs.
Yeah, you were pointing those out, and then I noticed one of the backpacks. It looks like a backpack. And I'm like, oh, this was pretty good. And then we looked it up, and you saw the name, and you're like, wait a minute, let's look this up. And it's like a $30 to $40 bag once it's cleaned up right.
Right, because it's a professional camera bag where they have spots for their different long range lenses and battery packs and stuff like that. So it looked like a backpack, but inside it had removable Velcro sections. And then when we looked it up, we found that that's what they made as professional camera bags. So I think you'll do really well with that. Get it cleaned up like that. Make sure that everything's in there that should be in there. I'm thinking you should probably get $35 or $40 out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Maybe bumping it up to like 15 and either doing best offer or that way when
Yeah,
I
sure.
put it on sale, I can still get a good amount of money. And
Yeah,
for everybody that
absolutely.
will wonder, I paid $8 for it. So I actually paid up for something that I don't normally buy.
Right. He what did you call it?
I was taking a flyer.
A flyer, yeah, a flyer, and that his wife was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And it was more of a leap of faith, just going off of what he thought would work, and then making it work from there. So, let's see, what did I buy? What did I buy while I was there?
Huh? You were saying?
Oh yeah. Oh, I was gonna say when I was there, I bought what I buy 2 things, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't buy a lot, obviously, because I was flying back, so I couldn't really buy a whole bunch of stuff and then ship it back unless it was a really good deal, and I didn't find anything that was so good that I could buy it and ship it back. Other than the one thing I'm going to talk about, I'll show it to you when I get it because I shipped it back to myself, and it's a instant coffee make. It's an instant coffee carafe, and it sits on a stand that has a place for a little sterno can.
Tea burner type of thing.
Yeah, so it's like a little sterno burner, and this carafe sits on top of it. And the reason I looked at it is because when I was looking at the box was in kind of bad shape. I mean, not horrible shape, but it was kind of falling apart. It was really soft cardboard. This will definitely be something I can put on Etsy, because as I was looking at it, the manufacturer name was at the bottom, and it had a 2-digit zip code, which we didn't start doing 5-digit zip codes until like 1963 was when it changed over to the 5-digit zip code. So I know that this thing is pre-63, and I opened it up, and it still had the papers for when you buy something. It was in the carafe, how to use it. It had the certificate of a warranty still in it. It had never been used. So when I do get that, I'll show you guys. But it's really cool. I thought it was really cool, and I haven't even looked it up yet. I still haven't looked it up. So
well, hopefully you did that. You patch it good enough so it doesn't break anyway to you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, I had the place that I work for pack it up. So this will be a chance for them to shine or be shunned on how well they can package. So.
Well, before we get to Stanley's question,
okay.
I want to say Deb's in the chat. Says,
hey, Deb.
And that there was a lot of things that I was pointing out to you. Like you told me that you hadn't learned about patterns until I did my show about it. And even then, I said,
Hmm.
when we found those patterns, I said, okay, I got to go get the white. I'm not even going to try to see if they're folded or. And then she started telling you stuff, and you're like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she started talking about manufactured folded, and they iron them. So you, even if you can tell, because if you were to unfold it, you can't fold it back up and get it as flat as they do, at the factory, because they iron it that way. So that was something I didn't know. That was a great thing to learn, as well as whether it's cut or not cut is um, as to whether it's better or worse. Um, and then since I have zero fashion sense, none, I'm a man. Um, I wouldn't know if something was a good fashion thing to be built out of patterns as opposed to something that's like old. So that's something I will still have to work on, and see what kind of patterns sell. Is it stuff for like costume type stuff, or is it more uh, you know farmer girls kind of stuff? So
I tell over the place. Depend on, like I said in my show, there's the name brand and the designer names on some of them from New York. And then you got regular costumes, and then you got kid costumes. And
right,
none of my Halloween ones sold this past Halloween, but as long as they're up, somebody might get them for next year.
right. So let's see.
We'll go to Thelma's question next.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thelma asked, "How often do you guys source?" I'm averaging 3 to 4 times a week. Um, I am kind of in a sourcing slump because I have quite a few things in my death piles here that I need to get taken care of. Um, I used to source about 2 to 3 times a week, but right now I just don't have room. So I need to sort. I need to list and get some of that stuff on uh, and into the positive making money side so that I can source some more. Um, but yeah,
And,
I'm on a sourcing diet until I can get things figured out here. So
yeah, and I was gonna say the same thing with me. The first, except for maybe once or twice during the summer to go to a couple of yard sales because of the ads that they actually showed. I was like, okay, I want to try hitting this one and see if I can, if they actually have anything good that they say. The last time I went out was with you. That was it, almost a whole year, because it's like I have, like you have too much stuff.
right.
But if you know, for everybody that's wondering, out of everything I bought, you spent what, maybe $5 to $10 total.
Yeah, something like that. I
It's three
see,
fifty,
350 on, yeah, about I think $7 8. Yeah,
and I spent what, 70.
yeah, something like that. Right.
So when I
But
go,
the other
when I
thing
have the
is
money and I go, I go.
yeah, well, and the other thing is you, it's hard for you to get out. So I mean, this would not only was just a good chance for us to get together, but it was a good chance for you to be able to actually buy some stuff, because with having to ride the bus, and then that's tough. So, but having a car and being able to, you know, to actually spend a little bit of money, that's
And
awesome.
have the money to
I
spend, better.
Yeah, I only bought two things. Um, One was a needle point. Oh, here, I'll grab it real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, so everybody that's wondering, that's why I don't go out that often. I don't necessarily have the money. So, but when I have money and I have somebody to go, or if I have a reason to go, I will go spend the money to try to get more stuff. That way, I at least have everything in.
Right. Okay, so I'm trying to get the glare off. Anyway, this is just a brand new needlepoint. What really drew me to it was if I saw the colors, and I thought, okay, that is not 90s colors or 2000s colors, um, just because of the different colors of yarn. And then when I went and looked at it, it ended up being 1978, brand new, never opened. I paid what does that say? $3.99 for it. When I looked it up on eBay, the last one sold that was just like this sold for $39. Um, there was only one, so I'm not sure if I'll go that high. I'll probably go a little bit lower than that just to burn it through and get my money back quick. Maybe 31, maybe 32, something like that. I'm not exactly sure yet. Haven't decided. I'll probably do a little bit more research as well before I actually put that on. So, and then the other thing I bought was that thing I was talking about earlier, that instant coffee carafe that I shipped to myself. So, like I said, my main thing was I couldn't buy a lot because I really had no way to get it home easily.
Henry says you
I
can
did.
put that on Etsy. The step.
Yeah, absolutely. I can put both things that I bought on Etsy, and I probably will. I'll put both that and the carafe on Etsy. So, and probably cross list it with eBay as well. So,
And Cassie Fireball says she would take me to the yard sales.
oh, there you go. Now, Kathy, do you live in Pueblo? Oh, I did want to say I'm sorry, guys, to all those that we had talked about maybe getting together for coffee that are in the Denver area. I was pretty much worked most of the time, so I didn't get a whole lot of time off. And when I did, I went down to Pueblo. So we'll have to next time I'm in Denver, we'll all get together and.
Or next, like I said, if you do it, that's how I tried doing a vacation with Heather. Maybe we can
right.
do a mini meet in Pueblo or something like that. Because like Yvonne was in
Yeah.
Springs.
And there's a couple people that were in the Denver area. I don't remember their names, but I do remember there was a couple of them. And also Paul Gummerson. I wouldn't mind seeing him again. So yeah, I'll probably make that work next time.
Trillian wants to know if you sell on eBay/Etsy at the same time.
I am going to. I don't have anything cross-listed yet because I only had one thing in my Etsy store that I was just trying it out, getting a store set up, and then earlier this week that item sold. So, but that is my intention is to cross-list if I can, based on whether it's vintage or if it's if it's Etsy-able. So, yep. And then Yvonne, if I remember right, you're in Colorado Springs or something close to that. And I should have, like I said, I feel bad that I didn't get a hold of everybody or let everybody know that I was passing through.
Even us getting together was kind of hard. Like, I was expecting you to come visit Tuesday, figuring Monday you were flying in, you were going to have to work. I figured you'd be tired depending on what time you had to leave Utah. So I was going to try to give you that day to at least acclimate yourself to the
right
side of the mountain.
Yeah, the wrong side of the mountain. Yeah, that's true. But it worked out well because Monday, since I had my company paid me from when I went to the airport, which was early in the morning, I got off early. So that's why I came down, because I had a couple extra hours of time that I could spend down there. So,
yeah, so you left there at like 2 and you got here at 3:30, 3:45, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
So, and we were
Krillin is asking about.
I was gonna say we were out for what, 3 hours before we went to dinner.
Right. I was going to say, Krillin is asking, have I sold clothes on Etsy? That he has tons of vintage clothes. I have not, but as you can see in the chat, there are a lot of people that do sell on Etsy clothing, and I can't remember, honestly. Is it 95 is considered vintage on Etsy now? Does it change with the calendar year? Is it 25 years or something?
On Etsy, I think it's 20 years.
20 years. Okay. So basically anything 20 years and older, right? Yeah. So it'd be 96 right now. So anything that's considered vintage in Etsy, then you can do that. Or anything that's used in crafts or handmade.
And I was actually looking into Etsy again. I mean, I've done shows about it and I've thought about it, but when I looked, because of certain things, I'm not going to be able to do Etsy because I want to keep all my sales in PayPal. I don't want to have my money going from PayPal to another company to my bank account. I'd rather have everything stay in PayPal that I can. I know a lot of people would say, "Well, that's risky keeping money in PayPal," but I haven't had anything happen yet, except for one time my card has been got swiped or whatever it was because I noticed that somebody in Canada was trying to buy a pizza.
Oh, I've got some more to tell about my story. I forgot all about this. Okay, so my wife. This was my wife's week while I was gone. She was sick, very sick. She went to go to the doctor and jump in my truck, and the truck wouldn't start because the battery had died. So she was sick with no car. She has to borrow a car from the neighbor because my daughter had our other car. The neighbor let her borrow her car to go to the doctor. And then she came back from the doctor, and my daughter came home, and she had lost her card. She lost her purse. So she lost her license, her social security card, her debit card, and my wife's debit card. So my wife was sick, had no car, and had no money. So it was a really crappy week for my wife. Let's just put it that way. She was so happy that I, got home. So, but yeah, so it was pretty rough. I forgot to add that earlier. Sorry, guys.
Okay, and Duane,
go ahead.
Krillin was asking about the money on Etsy, but you aren't experienced on Etsy. But
Correct.
that was says instant pay on Etsy. Henry said you just did PayPal on Etsy, but that's the thing. When I looked into it, it was direct payment or something like that. And they said the money goes literally to PayPal first, then through some other company, then right into your bank account on a Monday. So
right, and I'm not sure of it yet. I haven't really looked into it, but I believe that's what I had heard too. Is that it goes they pay with PayPal, but then it doesn't stay in PayPal. They transfer. You have to have an account, a checking or savings account that they transfer to. But I'm not sure. I agree with you, Glenn. This is my daughter. She's only 18. She hasn't figured that stuff out yet. So, but yeah, we're on the mend. Yeah, instant pay on Etsy. That's what it is. Yes, PayPal no waiting. Sorry,
yeah,
I'm just kind of catching up.
They went right to PayPal, but then it didn't stay in PayPal. They move it along. And that's the part I don't want. I want it to stay where it is. I use my card for just about anything anyway, so that doesn't have to go like her dental bill or whatever. There's certain bills that we have to use our regular card or bank card for, but we try to avoid using the bank card as much as we can. That way, we don't have to worry about other issues.
Right. I understand that. That might be a problem. So what was I? Oh, I completely lost my train of thought. I know that's not a big train.
Well, I know Henry was asking his usual questions. We're actually past the hour.
Oh, yeah, we are. And I don't know if we had a overtime show, who would show up?
Well, we already know Glenn and Henry went in the opposite order.
Oh, hey, look, Chad.
Hey,
boy, Chad,
sliding
right in under the just after the 1 hour mark.
And yeah, you just made it, and we're getting ready to think about doing an after show, Chad.
Oh, it looks like Margaret said she would stop in for a minute. So,
and I'm sure Chad would, since he just showed up. And I know he's been busy getting ready to move, so I know that's why I didn't do a reminder like I usually do. I'm jokingly, weekly. I usually joke around with him, send him a message. Don't forget this time the show tonight. So
yeah. Ran wants to do an unboxing. Who's Ran? Do you know who Ran is?
No, I don't know who Ran is.
Me neither.
Maybe she's trying to talk to somebody else. I don't know.
Oh, probably.
Krillin, the overtime is what the after show.
Oh, the after show. Sorry, yeah.
That Henry called it the overtime.
Oh, okay, yeah, no kidding. Now I get it. Her husband's name is Randy. I don't know why the heck Rand didn't, make Randy.
Well,
in my head.
Rand. It's like, Ryan, you're thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Margaret. I know your husband's name is Randy. I don't know why that didn't make sense to me. So, so yeah, I think we should have an after show for a little bit at least.
I guess I'm not freezing over in this corner yet, so.
Right. Well, you can always get a parka or something, right? So, very good.
All right. Well, then I guess we will be having a after show, and if Chad wants to visit, I know I'll send him the link, but he'll probably it's a time for bed, so he's made his nice visit. Oh, Steven said, Chad, send Chris down to help move. All right. Well,
very good.
a reminder: Wednesday night we are going to have Thelma on, and we
Thelma
are
Thrift.
Thelma Thrift, and we are not going to have a show on the 28th or Christmas Day. So next Sunday we are not having a show because it is Christmas Day.
Right. So, yep. Join us next on Wednesday for Thelma Thrift. We're excited to hear from her. And like you said, we're when's the next one?
Wednesday night.
So it'll be well, I meant after that one. After Wednesday, not
we're going to have
Sunday.
a New Year's Day show. I don't know who we're going to have for a guest yet, but I'm trying to figure out a way of doing some sort of party because I thought that Sunday was the 31st, not the 1st. So I was going to try doing a big.
Oh, right.
But then I realized it's not, so we're just going to do a New Year's.
Right. We'll figure it out.
Flash party.
Hey, we're just winging it here, guys. We don't know what's going on. The holidays are so busy for everybody. It's hard to get the brain going right. So
I mean, we'll still be busy for most people in January after the first. So we'll get it back into routine, and like we said, we'll be bringing the RS show over to Sundays, and we're changing the name.
Yep. And if you guys have any requests for guests, or topics, either or, always we always are open to see those in the chat in case there's something specific you guys want to learn about or a specific person that we can possibly get a hold of. So,
all right, everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the after show, and if not, we'll see you Wednesday.
See ya.